watch Love is Blind or no?
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
So
you've seen it before though, right?
I'm familiar with the premise. I watched one episode of another season. I know there's a lot of drama.
It's evil. I actually think it's like an evil show.
My first impressions watching this show is I think a lot of these people think magic tricks are real. That's how I want to put it.
I'm not saying this to be critical of the person. Is that they find people in really desperate times in their life.
Yes.
It seems like all these people are like, just they really want to find somebody.
Yeah.
Which is like, sure, most people have been there before, but they don't have producers. They don't have like they don't find an open casting call for a dating show where it's like dating by podcast, basically.
Yeah.
And I just feel bad for the people because it's the way that this show is set up. There's something about being in a room talking to somebody without seeing them that actually like puts a spell on all these people. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like no one should be proposing to somebody in 3 days without actually ever meeting them in person. Nobody.
So
anyone in their right mind would be like, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life with somebody from fucking 5 conversations.
So before I watched this, I saw the TikTok. You see one of that Asian guy who was like, I went through the process and... You saw that guy?
No.
He goes, I went through the process and part of the contract was that if I found someone, I had to marry them at the end of the season. I just wasn't ready for something like that, so I bowed out. But he was basically putting forward the idea or the claim that all these people were locked into it. So when they signed up, they knew if they found someone, they were going to get married, which is even crazier for some of the people who are desperate.
Like by the time they propose, they're like fucking pumped. And they're like, this is my destiny. This is my person. I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with this person that I've never seen. And then they go on a vacation together. And then the way it works is they see each other, they propose, they say yes. They immediately go to like fucking Dominican Republic together, and they stay in a hotel room together, and then they live together for like weeks afterwards while they're planning their wedding. And you just inevitably watch the crumbling of this relationship as it's like 100% going to happen because they've never like. There's so many little things about living with someone that you like immediately are like annoyed by that you have to get used to or you have to compromise. Like there's all these things. Steps to a relationship that are necessary before you get married, in my opinion. I think there actually is a couple from like the first season that got married and had kids, but like that's like hitting the lottery, you know? Most of these people are going to end up a little bit more shattered than they were going in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're going to feel this really unbelievably strong connection because of whatever the fucking dating pods do.
Yep.
And then they're going to live with this person and realize that it's not all that cracked up to be. And then they're going to doubt love exists even more after this, you know? And maybe 2 people are going to make it, but like most of these people are going to have a really bad time and in front of all of America.
I think what's also really gross is the editing is so engineered for other people who believe in magic to to watch it and actually think, oh my God, they're actually falling in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I agree with you. This show is like horrific. The thing
it is entertaining. It is because like even me, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I can't wait till he sees this other girl that he also was in love with in person and realizes like, you know, maybe that he made a mistake. They're like, why am I rooting for that to happen? It's just like these people are just getting hurt. Everyone is just crying and getting hurt. And at least like in a reality show, like where they're all in a house, it's like, it's different. It just feels different, you know?
Yeah. Because
you're opting into this thing and you're like, maybe I'll find love, but I'm also fucking 24 and hot enough where it doesn't matter, you know?
Yes. And like Squid Games is evil. There's a reasonable expectation that you may not make it. Like, you know, you're 1 of 500 and you're going to try, and it's a game show, but ultimately there's an understanding of probability. But I think the participants, at least, there's some agency and like they can put their walls up like emotionally and go, even if you lose in the top 10, you're like, yeah, it was possible. You know, I did my best. But I think this is so fucked up because it's such a prolonged, it's like this is just like diet Guantanamo. That's kind of what this is.
Yeah.
Like just psychological torture where how else, like if you're kind of a vulnerable person and you're sitting in a cube and then behind a wall is a voice that's going, I'm here to get to know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, me?
And then after the fact, like when they're trying to make it work, you can tell, everyone can tell these two people are not meant to be together.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make it work because of those moments that they shared together in the pods. It's like, no, we found love there. We know that we're in love with each other. Why is this not working? It must be our fault. And they're like at each other's throats and they keep going, no, then making up and being like, this fight made us stronger. And it's like, no, you guys just are not meant for each other. That one guy, Jeremy, that dude that like went into the show with a fiance.
Yeah.
Who they did a background check. Even though they definitely knew that. He matches with this girl, right? He proposes. Sorry to ruin it for you.
I don't give a shit.
Then they move in together. And one day he wakes up and she's like, where were you last night? You're out till 5 a.m. And he was like, I just went out to the bar and then it closed. And she's like, the bar's closed at 2. He's like, well, man, I saw some friends and, we were like hanging in the parking lot for a while, or I forget what he said, just some bullshit. And she's like, I have your location. I know where you were. You were at the girl who he was in a love triangle with. He chose this one girl. He saw the other girl out at a bar and he went back to her place and chatted with her for till 5 a.m.
Oh, is that the line from the opening sequence where he's like, you fucked her.
No, that's a different couple.
You fucked her in an argument it's so visceral.
It's so visceral.
Oh, damn.
You fucked her. Oh. As I said, it's entertaining. I just think it's just set up for these people's downfall in the most devastating manner, I think. But the whole thing is set up in this positive light, where it's like love. They're trying to prove that you don't need looks. No, this is a good social experiment. It's for the good. Love is blind. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful concept. You're shattering these people.
Big Brother has gamified elements, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Like, doesn't Big Brother have like game type challenges?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you introduced gamification, or like if you include competition in a reality show, then it's like obvious probability. And then
but it's also just like it's a game. Who cares?
But that's what I mean.
This isn't a game. This is people's lives.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like I think if you added games to this, people wouldn't get to focus on the evil part.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to make them like do relay races and stuff in between, and then people are like, "This show's great."
Yeah, the ultimate prize can't be getting married.
No, the prize has to be a cash prize.
Yeah.
It have to be like if you win this competition if it became a thing where they had to preserve their relationship and traverse like, a 400-mile hike.
Yeah.
For $500,000, then people are like, this show's so unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the emotional part, it's evil.
Yeah.